Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. My name's Jeremy, and this is what we're going to call my first cup. Water and electrolytes that I didn't finish drinking yesterday. We'll go to the office later and have a cup of coffee. How are you? How was your Tuesday? What did you do? Did you train? Did you clean the house? Did you train some more? Did you train while you were cleaning the house? I don't know. I want to know. I want you to tell me. Who is here? We've got Frank and we've got Rebecca. And I know we've got other people, but they're not chiming in yet. And that's okay. I love to hear from everyone. Kind of a roll call thing, but some of you listen to the show while you drive. No roll call. Just drive. Some of you listen maybe while you're in the shower. Well, that becomes a little more difficult, doesn't it? Regardless of when, where, and how you consume this show, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. Yesterday was a fun day. I took pretty much the entire day. In fact, as soon as I was done here, I had about 10 minutes. When I walked down the street, to get picked up for an all-day tour. We spent most of the time, and unfortunately it was most of the time, in the jungle, swimming in underground lakes, which was awesome. Don't get me wrong, it was absolutely awesome. I had signed up for the tour because there was a Mayan pyramid I wanted to go to. And we did go, and I had all the time I needed there. But I was a little bummed because this was supposed to be, and I guess it was, up until a couple of years ago, the last one you could actually climb up. But according to the tour guide, they stopped that in 2020. So that made me sad. I honestly wouldn't have done it anyway, otherwise. But I'm glad that I did, because otherwise I couldn't have swam in underground lakes, which was kind of neat. Two things that historically have been, I don't want to call them fears, but concerns, of why being underground, not knowing what's going to happen, kind of feeling scared, and strange bodies of water. And I don't think you get any stranger than being in an underground lake lit either by ambient light, in one case, I guess with a little bit of flashlight light, is that how we're doing it? Or in the case of the one we spent the most time in, a generator with some LEDs. And I did take some pictures. I put a few of them up, but it was absolutely nuts. And I was nervous, but I did it anyway. And I'm glad I did. Now I did smash my leg onto a stalagmite. Which one's from the top? Stalagmite is from the bottom, right? I gotta check that because it's too early in the brain's mouth. Stalactite from the ceiling. Okay, so yeah, stalagmite. I did smash my shin into a stalagmite under the water and was bleeding all over the place. I got attacked by the jungle and walked around. We saw evidence of monkeys. We didn't actually see any monkeys, but it was a good time. I'm glad that I went. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, Frank. Frank says, make today so awesome. Yesterday gets jealous. That's a great way to look at the day, isn't it? So we did all that, and then we got bused to this other area with the pyramid. And honestly, the main pyramid was not the big draw for me. It was some of the other areas of the site that were much better preserved. A bunch of the calendar related stuff was pretty cool. So I liked that. That was fun. And oh, pardon, I'm gonna sleep for a week when I get home. I had some of the best sushi of my life, genuinely of my life, and I've had some great sushi. I found a sushi restaurant. I was poking around because you're in Mexico. You wonder, is there any good sushi? And there was. And this whole meal, like 3-4 courses and several drinks, I think the total came to like $40. It was awesome. I'm probably going to go back because it was so good. I want to try other things. But, yeah. So I don't know about you guys and what you did yesterday. Let me know in the chat. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what's going on. Rebecca says, me and my son Aiden got to go to Kali last night. We had a great class. We would like to say hi. Well, hello to you, Aiden. Andy says, good morning. Good morning to you. But today's going to be kind of like a half day. I got a couple things I got to do. I got a couple calls I got to make. And then I'm probably going to take the rest of the day off. Because what's the weather? It's going to be another beautiful day. So if all goes well, I'll be done about lunchtime, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there. And yeah, one of the big things I got to do today, and I don't want to do it, but I really am going to do it because it is important, is figure out how I'm getting back to the airport. I'm probably going to reserve another shuttle, like the one they brought me. It's not the cheapest way to do it, but probably just the wisest way because I have an 8 o'clock, 8 something flight next Tuesday. We'll see if I'm still sad to leave. Years ago when I had enough, resources to be able to go on vacation, people would tell me, you need 2 weeks. For most people, 2 weeks is the amount of time you need to take a true vacation because that's how long it takes for you to miss your life. And we will see if that is the case. The closest I've ever been when I did Galapagos, I did 2 weeks. 12, yeah. I was gone for 2 weeks, and I missed my life. When I was gone. Frank, I don't know what that is. Tell us a bit more about what that is, and I'll put it up on the screen. So what am I going to do the rest of the day? I don't know. There's an area down by the beach that I didn't really explore. A lot of shops and restaurants and things, and so I'll probably head down there. Who knows? Dennis says, no, Danny DeVito was in the pre-First Cup Twitch ad. Proof positive First Cup is getting bigger. Ooh, I wish I could say that we had any bearing on that. I don't think we do. Good morning to you, Jenny. Could use a nap. I wouldn't hate a nap. Anyway, Frank did send some stuff over. We're going to talk about that. You guys can continue to drop things into the chat. Here, this is better. It's not great. Camera's really shouldn't come up under your nose, but this is what we got here. So let's look at what Frank sent us. It is still Black History Month, and we're digging into some folks over. We're digging into some historical characters that you may not be familiar with. And we have one today that I did not know the name. So today we're talking about Orrin Checkmate Hudson, chess coach and motivational speaker who helps at-risk youth. Some quotes taken from his Facebook page. It doesn't matter where you are right now or where you come from in chess and in life. And me saying as an aside, in martial arts, the small one can become the big one. But Jeremy, weight matters, of course it does. But remember, to me, martial arts and success in martial arts is not the exact same thing as success in a full contact competition. There are a lot of ways to define success. Oh, Gad's episode. Okay, thank you. All right, my apologies, Frank. My eyes did not see. I read it as God's episode. And I was like, I don't know what that is. Frank says he watched Gad's episode on YouTube yesterday. I'm glad you did. What did you think? The, the two parts of this. It doesn't matter where you are right now or where you come from. People get really hung up on that. A lot of people like to make excuses for why they don't have what they want, for why they aren't where they want to be, and they blame their circumstances. And sometimes people will do that with me, and I will reference somebody else who started with less. And their first instinct is to look for another reason why they can't have what they want. And it's that exact mindset that is the reason why they don't have what they want, why they aren't where they want to be. I am very lucky in that this is one thing I really didn't have to spend a lot of time unlearning. If anything, I had the opposite problem, self judgment over why I didn't yet. Uh, but I was raised that I could do anything. And I believe wholeheartedly I can. And when I look at my life, when I look at the careers that I've led and things that I've done, many of them have been incredible. I've done things that very few people do. And it's not because I started with anything in particular other than that mindset. Frank says, Warren Hudson, the gentleman we're talking about today, runs a nonprofit called Be Someone. Oh, that's great. I like that name. Next. And actually, before I move on to that, I would love to hear from all of you. How strongly do you believe that you can get where you want to go? And again, we can talk about career, we can talk about personal life, we can talk about training. Most people in martial arts do not, when they start, they look at the high ranks, which we generically refer to as black belt, even though there are plenty of martial arts schools don't do it that way. We generically think of it as black belt, and they look at those black belts and say, I'll never be able to do that. But what they're really saying is, I don't know how I'm ever going to get there. And the reason we know that that's how they feel is because they stick around. They keep coming back. Great. Keep coming back. And eventually they keep coming back enough that they get there because they can see it. They can see the path. And if you can see, even if it's a fuzzy path from where you are to where you want to go, you can do it. It's the moment you say, I can't, that you're stuck. And a lot of the work that I do with clients is with varying levels of gentleness, getting them to see that there's nothing holding them back from where they're trying to get to other than themselves. It is absolutely true. Good morning, Andrew. Number 2, if you want to change your life, say thank you. And before you go to bed, when you wake up, hold on. If you want to change your life, say thank you before you go to bed. Go to bed. When you wake up, say thank you every time in between. So I think Mr. Warren Hudson needs a little bit of grammar check, but the sentiment is not lost. Say thank you before bed. Say thank you when you wake up. Thank you before bed. Thank you when you wake up. Many of you know, what do I say when I wake up? I'm going to make today awesome. I'm going to crush it today. First thing out of my mouth, today's going to be an awesome day. It's hard to train yourself to do that, but I believe it. And it is. Take a look at the pictures I posted yesterday. I had an awesome day. Why would I look at it any differently? What about the days when I'm home and it's cold and I don't climb on ancient Mayan ruins? Well, there's still plenty of things that are awesome. I have a warm home. I have enough food. I get to help people make positive change in their lives. I get to help shepherd this really cool whistle kick thing forward. There's a lot of great stuff. Focus on the great stuff. Focus on how that gets you where you're trying to go. Be grateful. Andrew says a black belt is just a white belt that never quit. Completely agree. You just keep showing up. Rebecca says, I used to believe that with the right amount of money, you can go to infinite lengths in anything. However, I've learned that it's not the money, it's the determination and desire that can let you go to infinite lengths. And here's the proof, because people will often argue that, well, it's just money, it's all about money. Okay. If you know anything, we've talked about this on the show, if you know anything about lottery winners, and let's face it, the average lottery winner was not rich beforehand. The average lottery winner was lower to middle income. Most of them lose all of their money, regardless of how much it is. And I believe it's 2 years. Okay. So, how many of those people said, if I just had a little bit more, if I just had this, right? And they get it. They get everything they could possibly want, and they throw it away. And then on the other side, history is full of examples of wealthy people losing all of their money and becoming just as, if not more, wealthy again. What's the difference? It's mindset. The wealthy person believes believe. The wealthy person believes they deserve to be wealthy. The poor person believes they deserve to be poor. Are there exceptions? Sure. Could you come up with some counterexamples? Of course you could. But I'm speaking in generalities. And if we extend that example beyond finances, if you don't believe you deserve to be a black belt, and you don't train as if you are or will be a black belt, you will never be a black belt. I don't know what else to say. We are what we expect of ourselves. I set high expectations for myself, so I achieve high things. It's that simple. Not easy, but it is that simple. Be kind, be fair, be honest, be true, and all these things will come back to you. I wonder if you meant it to rhyme. Be kind, be fair, be honest, be true, and all these things will come back to you. Yes. Doesn't mean that's all you have to do, but those are important things to do. Good morning, Gad. One of the things we talked about on State of the Martial Arts, which if you haven't checked out, you can still find it. It's still out there. And we're going to be cutting some of these pieces up and putting them out as video clips. But one of the things that we talked about, something that really bothers me, is the continued promotion of people who are not fair, kind, honest, and true. And then they end up passing those negative values of being unfair, unkind, dishonest, and untrue to their students, or at least not reinforcing them in their students. It doesn't work well. It doesn't work well long anyway. And it is my hope that martial arts school owners will be a little bit more vigilant in keeping their students to some code of character. That would be great. Like I said, that's a great mantra. I agree. So there we are. I'm going to let you go. And I'm going to see you tomorrow for Thursday. We're dropping another episode of Martial Arts Radio. I'm going to go work hopefully a half day. We will see. And that's it. Thank you, Frank, for our chat material. I think to all of you in the chat for joining. You guys were quiet today. I miss when you. I'll be honest. I like when you guys are more active because it helps me. Right? The best shows we've had are the ones where you are the most active. We are in this together. And if you want to go deeper together with this, here are the things that we ask for. Consider joining the Patreon. Starts at $2 a month. Use the code FIRSTCUP15 on almost anything at whistlekick.com. And we've got the family page, whistlekick.com/family. That might get updated today. We'll see. I update it once a week, exclusive behind the scenes sort of stuff. Remember, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. We're everywhere at Whistlekick. And we do the show every weekday, 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter. And we can't automate it, so it's not on Rumble. I have to go in and grab codes every morning. And you know what? I'm not there yet. Jenny's multitasking. And then it says, Gad, the man of the hour. Gad, the number of people from your country that I ran into yesterday was weird. I've never been around so many Dutch folks. It was insane. So, oh, I was going to tell you about the crotchety old man. Somebody remind me, I'll tell you about the crotchety old man tomorrow. That was going to be kind of my monologue, but I'm tired, so I forgot. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.